You're my pride as an assassin.
This show makes me want to curl up in a ball and die. But I think that's part of the reason why I wanted to watch it. So, yeah, we watched Assassin's Pride, and I'm sorry if you're a fan of this show, but we are going to shit all over this.
Yeah, probably. If we can remember any of it.
So, the show opens with a really cool scene of, like, this cool guy killing people. And I already...
Cool was in quotes.
No, it was legitimately cool looking.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I forgot all about it.
Yeah, exactly. You forgot all about it because you had to deal with the rest of the show. Therefore, it got filtered in and thrown out. But it opens with a relatively cool fight scene. You kill some people. There's a lot of blood. It's not bad. And then we learn that our titular hero's name is Kufa Vampire.
Yeah.
And this
got the subtlety of a brick.
This sets the bar. As Jake died a little bit, and I already knew this was coming, so I was sitting there excitedly waiting for our heroine's name to be dropped because, good lord,
it's not any better.
No,
it might be worse.
It is worse because it's Melita Angel, my little angel.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Vampire is tasked with finding out if she is in fact the daughter of the Duke.
Yeah.
And if she's not, then he gets to do his title and assassinate.
Yes. And she hasn't manifested any mana, so everyone makes fun of her and shit. But Kufa sees her getting beat up by a bunch of pumpkin men, and it's like, man, she tries really hard. I should help her.
You know what would make her great? Vampirism.
And you want to know how he does it? He puts some liquid in his mouth and makes out with a 13-year-old girl. Not creepy at all.
It's fine because he's only probably like 19.
Maybe 18 at best.
It's still creepy.
It
doesn't help.
It's still gross, and I still hate it.
Anyway, she gets the vampirism, and now she's a samurai.
Yes, and her first job is to beat the crap out of her school bully who steals a book from her.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, she, kind of aggressively took a book from her, and that's why the book gets returned.
Oh.
Yeah, her bully is a jerk with a mace, and Melita soundly beats her and does the thing that they're doing that I don't remember. And
it was like a tournament arc, even though it really wasn't a tournament arc.
It was a pretty short tournament. And then there's another tournament, and as it turns out, Melita has a cousin named Elise, and Elise is a really strong paladin.
Yeah. But the problem is she doesn't want to be the strong paladin. She wants to be the little sister. She wants to be the silver medal.
She wants to be the Emoto that she always was when she was younger and just wants it to continue in perpetuity because anime.
Anyway, she is soundly beaten.
Thank God.
Because Melita's like, I will always be stronger than you. No matter how strong you get, I will be there before you.
Yeah, I'll take that challenge, I believe, was an actual quote from her.
Something like that.
Pretty dumb. So that's resolved. And,
also, they were only in this tournament because the headmaster lady, or teacher lady, somebody,
yes,
switched out the
state...
Goblet of Fire equivalent.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah.
Then they go on a field trip to the hole in the ground, where there's mystery spots that defy the laws of nature, except, I guess...
we literally only see one of them.
Yeah, and it's the floating... There's only one mystery spot, and it's a cave that's got, weird gravity.
It magnets, therefore no gravity. It's dumb.
But there's 2 other spots that are fake spots. Like, one is a cave and a hole in a cave, hole in a wall.
Yeah.
And a hole in the wall in the hole.
Yes.
And then the other one is called the Crooked House, and it's just a fucking house that was built crooked.
That hides a secret lab where they've been experimenting on people, injecting them with the lycanthrope disease and trying to cure them, I guess, because his wife was turning into a lycanthrope. It's weird.
Yeah, so this dude, he's like the mayor, I guess.
Yeah.
Blossom and or Blossom.
Depending on your persuasion.
Depending on which episode you're watching.
Yes.
His wife's turning into a monster, and so he makes a deal with Big Spider, who coincidentally was a big spider back 7 years ago when Kufa was a child at this man's orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned his sister, who is another instructor, into a vampire. And then he's like, I'm just gonna make you not think you're a vampire.
As long as you don't remember that you're a vampire, you won't be a vampire.
You won't get them blood urges.
You won't get the munchies.
And so, like, he undoes it for the fight with this big stupid spider that they take to the anti-gravity cave. And then the spider splits into, like, a cloud of smaller spiders, and then is promptly beaten up by all the students.
Yeah.
And then he turns to the instructor, and he's just like, you are no longer a vampire, and he wipes her mind yet again.
And she's like, but I want to be with you. And he's like, it's cold over here. We can't afford heating. And she's like, but what about a space heater? And he's like, erasing your memory now.
Also, he kind of makes that gesture towards Melita, but then he's just like, nah.
Well, he was like, everyone hates me when I grow my hair out and get the cat eyes. And she's like, but your white hair and your see-through skin, you're the hottest thing I've ever seen. And then she kisses him, and it's just like, please stop. And
we made the joke, it's like, yeah, I was thinking about it before, but now it's actually happening. Yeah, no, now I'm actually sealing your memories.
You need to forget all about this.
Except he does the opposite, and he's just like, okay, well, and you tell anybody, I'm gonna nibble on you.
I'm gonna rip your throat out. And unfortunately for him, she's into biting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this show is filled with thinly veiled sexual interest and romance between a large age gap for that period of someone's life.
Yeah.
It's awful. On several occasions, he's getting down on one knee and calling her I think it's milady. At which point I'm like, this man needs a fedora, and also my little lady, which makes me want to die.
Anyways, we go back to the school for the final tournament arc, where they get thrown into a labyrinth and they have to find books.
A librarian labyrinth, where the librarian ghosts turn out to be Cyclops.
And there's a...
not the X-Man. That, like, they have one eye. It's weird.
And then there's, like, a secret mask man who's like, I'm your daddy.
Yes.
I'm glad to see how you're doing. And then he's like, I'm actually bad guy.
For no reason, no explanation, he's just like, I'm evil. And so, instructor, a good old Kufa vampire shows up, and we watch a really shitty final fight.
Yeah, it was really good. They team up, and they both use their samurai class, and like, don't disrespect the samurai.
And they both wave their swords around like idiots, and the action is cut in such a way that you have no fucking idea what's going on. I believe there was a kick that is immediately cut away from, and it's after the kick, and we don't know what the fuck happened. And there's just so many problems with the last fight of this show.
And then it's finished with the brilliant 1,000 blades of something or other.
He fucking pulls a...
Dude just explodes.
Yeah, that too.
And then they come back to the real world, and he's just like, well, you died in the fairy tale, the big bad guy. Mm-hmm. He's like, you died in the fairy tale, that means you die in real life.
Well, he's like, you died in the fairy tale, of course it fucking hurt, you moron. And
anyway, how's this knife feel when I jab it into your like lungs?
Yeah, we're done.
Pretty good, right?
Done with you. And then there's a face reveal, and we're like, I don't know what the fuck this is, and it's probably because it doesn't matter. And he dies, and then the guy who orchestrated everything conducts the investigation into why this shit was happening. So of course he doesn't find himself guilty because yes.
So I don't know if we like touched on it. Well, no, we did. We did say that everybody just doesn't believe that she's the Duke's daughter. So this is potentially a massive blow to their
reputation or something.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to like get in on it. Because in the last episode, there's just like a bunch of dudes who are like, "I'm her daddy now."
Yeah,
they all write into the newspaper together. And...
It's
and then it closes out with Kufa being like, "You're my pride as an assassin."
At which point, I mean, there was another part that made me cringe and like into myself. I can't remember what it was.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah, but that one, because there was one point where I'm like, "Excuse me, I have to go vomit," and I can't remember what that was, but it wasn't the Assassin's Pride line. It was something before that. Oh, it was him when it said it's when he said, it was right before it when he said when he said my little lady again. And I was just like, oh. Yeah, it's real bad. Can we throw numbers at this and then never talk about it again?
That was the plan.
Awesome. Plot.
I mean, there was one. Kind of. Like, there was a whole overarching thing of maybe she's not actually royalty or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but then there's kind of the hints that, like, he might have actually awakened latent mana within her rather than giving her... Because we find out that her lineage had a samurai.
Yeah.
So it's
like,
not...
very far off.
But, like, they're saying it's like, it can happen. So it's like...
Just give it a 1.
Right.
It was fine.
Fine. Characters.
Oh, they were all so adorable and lovable.
0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Animation. There was some good animation. There was some bad animation. That final fight was hot trash.
There were some faces, too.
Oh, the faces were wonderful. It was the only light of joy we could find in this deepening sea of police sirens.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the, like, faces from a distance were kind of beautiful.
Oh, dude, that one classroom shot. Everyone's just, like, transfixed and, like, dumbfounded. And they all look fucking stupid. That was incredible.
Give it a 2. Give it a 2.
Alright, that'll do. Genre strength.
What was the genre here?
Not harem anime. But really, he only had, like, 2 girls.
Yeah.
That actually wanted him. So, not really. It's more so... It's in the same vein as, Misfit, but without the going too far. Because Kufa's clearly a power fantasy.
Yeah, okay.
And the people who want the power fantasy and to be surrounded by 13-year-olds.
Not me.
Not me either.
Not me. So, I don't know.
It's hard to judge this when we don't want it in the
Clearly,
first
neither
place.
one of us wanted it, so give it a 0 and let's move on.
Alright, fine, 0. We didn't watch the dub. Special mention. The clown was funny, I guess.
Oh, we didn't even talk about her.
Well, there's... Whatever, she becomes an instructor.
You just said clown, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's just some dude with a."
No. It's a girl who she communicates by whispering into these black cards that turns into fire and writes out in cursive English.
Okay. Also, so the clown class is just it can be any class it wants to be.
It has to be. They have to be basic classes, but yeah, she can just be any class that's like a basic class.
Yeah. It's not just like somebody who's got like
the makeup and the wig and the nose.
Yeah, and a horn, like a little honking horn.
Yeah.
And like a squirting flower. It's not one of those.
We wish it was, but, this isn't good, so therefore we can't have nice things.
I don't know if there's anything I want to give a special mention to, because, or bonus points or whatever. Because I can't think of anything. Actually, no, I can think of something. Like, the fucking... It was a single joke. And it wasn't even a joke. It was, episode 8, The Last Testament of a Certain Skeleton. And there's just a single skeleton in that episode.
Yeah, just hung up by a fucking spider web.
I don't know what any of it meant, what it was supposed to mean.
No fucking
But it was
clue.
still the funniest shit.
I mean, the other options are... There was the mouse.
Ah, dude, the mouse was great. Just this fucking fat-ass rat just shows up with a pen on his tail.
Yeah, no, it was great. No, I thought it was like a little scroll or something.
Oh, I thought it was a pen.
I don't know. Or we can give it negative points because Lord knows there were a lot of things we could throw at this.
There were a lot of creepy things it did, yeah.
Like putting on the socks.
That was fucking weird.
Which turned into, let's go on a date.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, give that fucking -1 or something. I don't know.
Hell
that
yeah.
sucked. That was weird.
Socks. -1.
Good. I can't wait to have you come back to that one next week and be like, oh, what does socks mean?
2 points. We didn't even manage to give it a 0. I mean, we got an amount of entertainment from it. Tied with Osamake.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, the problem is that Assassin's Pride was funny.
It wasn't trying to be, though.
Ironically. And then there were parts where it's just like, we're going to touch this girl's boobs, and it's going to last an uncomfortable amount of time.
Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Bye.